Ezekiel chapter 34. Wayahi devar Yahweh lemor. And the word of Yahweh was to me, saying, Ben Adam, son of Adam, hinave al ro'e Yisrael. Prophesy thou against the shepherds of Yisrael. Hinave Wahamarta alehem larro'im. Prophesy thou, and thou shalt say to them, to the shepherds, Ko amar Adonai Yahweh, thus Adonai Yahweh hath said, Hoy ro'e Yisrael, atrahayu ro'im otam. Woe to the shepherds of Yisrael, which they are ones feeding themselves. Halo hathon yir'u harro'im. Is it not the shepherds should feed the sheep? Et ha'heleb tohelu. The fat ye eat, et ha'thamer tilabashu. And the wool ye are clothed. Habariah tidbahu. The fat one ye sacrifice or slaughter. Hathon lo tira'ah. The flock ye are not feeding. Et hanahalot lo hizakatem. The diseased or sick ye have not strengthened. Et hahola lo ripetem. And the sick ye have not healed. V'lanishberet lo havashatem. And the broken ye have not bound. Ve'et hanidahat lo hathevotem. And the cast out, or the thing driven away, the one driven away, ye have not returned. Ve'et haovedet lo havikashatem. And the perishing thing or lost thing ye have not sought. Ubehozaka raditem hotam ubeparak. And in force or by force ye have ruled them, and in harshness. Watafutana mibali ro'a. And they were scattered from their not being a shepherd. Watihiyana lokala lokol hayat hashad. Watafuthana. And they became for food for every living animal of the field, or beast of the field. And they were scattered. Yeshagu thoni bekol harim wa'al kol givarama. My flock strayed in all the mountains and upon every high hill. Wa'al kol pnei harash nafothu thoni. And upon all the faces of the land, my flock was scattered. When doresh, when mavakesh, and there was not one seeking, and there was not one searching. Lachen ro'im shim'u et devar Yahweh. Therefore O shepherds, hear ye the word of Yahweh. Hayani Num Adonai Yahweh. Im lo yarn hayot thoni lavaz wati yana thoni lokla lekol hayat hashad men ro'a. As I am living, a declared thing of Adonai Yahweh, if not because of my flock being for a prey, and my flock became for food for all the living beast of the field, from there not being a shepherd. And my shepherds did not seek my flock, but my shepherds fed themselves. And my flock they did not feed. Lachen haroim shim'u devar Yahweh. Therefore, O shepherds, hear ye the word of Yahweh. Ko amar Adonai Yahweh. Thus Adonai Yahweh hath said, Hinani edle haroim וdarashti et sohani mi adam v'hishbatim merot stone. Behold me against the shepherds, and I shall seek my flock from their hand, and I shall cause them to cease from feeding the flock. And no longer shall the shepherds feed themselves. And I shall cause my flock to slip away from their mouths. And they shall not be for them for food. For thus Adonai Yahweh hath said, Hinani ani, v'darashti et thoni, v'vikaratim. Behold me, behold I, and I shall seek my sheep, and I shall seek them. I shall seek them out. كبقرة عذرو بيوم هيوتو بثوك ثونو نفراشوت كين أبقر اتثوني. Like the seeking of a shepherd for his flock in the day of his being in the midst of his flock, a flock of scattered ones. Thus I shall seek my flock with his sality at the hem, and I shall cause them to slip. Mikol hamkomot atrna posutam, to slip safely away from all the places where they are scattered there. Biyom anan wa'arafel, in a day of cloud and darkness, deep darkness. Uhoshetim min ha'amim, and I shall bring them out from the peoples. V'kibbasetim min ha'harashot, and I shall gather them from the lands. Wahabiotim elahadamatam, and I shall bring them to their ground. Uraitim elahare Yisrael, and I shall feed them to the mountains of Yisrael. Bahafiqim ubukol moth beharash, in the ravines and in all the dwelling places of the land. B'mir'atob era'ehotam, with good pasture I shall shepherd or feed them. Ubahare marom Yisrael yihye newehem, and in the mountains of the height of Yisrael shall be their meadow, or their pleasant abode. Thamatir basana benawetob. There they shall crouch in a good abode. Umira shamen tirana el hare Yisrael, and fat pasture, or yes, fat pasture they shall eat to the mountains of Yisrael. Ani ara thoni, I shall shepherd my flock. Wahani arabithem, and I shall cause them to crouch. Num Adonai Yahweh, a declared thing of Adonai Yahweh. Et ha'obedet avakesh, the lost one I shall seek. Ve'eten hanidahat athib, and the driven away one I shall cause to return. Walanishaberet ehabosh, and to the broken I shall bind, for the broken I shall bind. Ve'elahahola ahazek, and the sick one I shall strengthen. Ve'etahashemena ve'etahazaka hashemid, and the fat one and the strong one I shall destroy. I shall feed them in injustice or judgment or discernment, even discerning one from the other. Judgment, justice, discernment. Wahatenathoni kohamar Adonai Yahweh, and ye, my flock. Thus Adonai Yahweh hath said, Hineni shofet ben shalasha, behold me, one judging between sheep and sheep. Laelim ula'atudim, for the rams and for the he-goats. Hama'atamikim, hamira'ahatov tira'u, ويترب مرعيكم ترمسوا برجليكم ومشقع ميم تشتو وهتهنو طاريم برجليكم ترفوشون. Is it a little thing from you, the ones eating the good, the good pasturage ye eat? Is it a little thing from you, too little from you, that ye eat the good pastures? the good pasture, and the rest of your pasture ye trample by your feet, and the clear of the waters ye drink, and the remaining ones by your feet ye foul by treading it. With thorny miramas ragalekum tira'ana. Wimira pasha ragalekum tishatana. And my flock, the trampling of thy feet, they eat, and the fouled trodden thing of your feet they drink. Lakin, therefore, Kohamar Adonai Yahweh. Thus Adonai Yahweh hath said, Alehem, to them, Hineni Ani, Wishafatati ben Shebiraya, ben Sheraza. Behold me, it is I shall judge between a fattened sheep or a well-fed sheep and a lean sheep. Yarana besad ubekatef tehdopu. Because by side and shoulder ye thrusted away. Ubekaranechem tenagahu kolahan halot. And by your horns ye have gored or thrust all the weakened ones. Ada atarahapithotem otana elahotha. Until when ye caused them to be scattered to the outside. And I shall save for my flock. I shall be saving for my flock. And they shall not be any longer for a spoil or prey. And I shall judge between sheep and sheep. وَحَقِّمُوتِ عَلَيْهِمْ رُعَ إِحَادٍ وَرَعَائِتِهِنْ. And I shall cause one shepherd to stand over them, and he shall shepherd them. Et abdi David, my servant David. Hu yira'ahotam, he shall shepherd them. Whu yihyelahen lero'a, and he shall be for them for a shepherd. Wa'ani Yahweh yelahem le'elohim, wa'abdi David nashi betokam, ani Yahweh dibarti. And I, Yahweh, shall be for them for God, and my servant David a prince in their midst. I am Yahweh, I have spoken, I have worded. Ukarati lahem berit shalom, and I shall cut for them a covenant of peace. Wihishabati hayatara'a min harsh, and I shall cause the evil living beast of the land, the evil living beast to cease from the land. ويعثبوا بمدبر لابته ويشنوا بيعاريم. And they shall dwell in the wilderness for safety, for security, and they shall sleep in the forest, in the forests. ونعطتي هوتام أسبي بوت جبعاتي بركة. And I shall give them and the surroundings of my hill a blessing. Give them for a blessing. وهوردتي هجشم بإتي gishme baraka yihya. And I shall cause the rain to come down in its time, the rains of blessing they shall be. وَنَاثَنَ عِشْتَ هَشَادَ Ethipirio, and the tree of the field shall give its fruit. وَهَارَشَ تِتَنَيَبُولَ, and the land shall give its produce. وَهَايُ عَلَى ذَمَاتَ مَلَابَتَهْ, and they shall be upon their ground for security. We are the Oki Hani Yahweh, and they shall know that I am Yahweh. B'shivari et motot olam, in my breaking the yoke, the bars of their yoke. V'hithalatim miyad ha'ovedim bahem, and I shall cause them to slip from the hand of the ones serving by them. And they shall no longer be a prey to the nations, or for the nations. And the living beast of the land shall not eat them. And they shall dwell for the security, and there is not one causing fear, causing trembling. And I shall cause to stand for them a plantation for a name. And the gatherings of a famine, they shall not be any longer in the land. And they shall not lift any more the shame of the nations. We are the Oki Hani Yahweh Elohehem Itam, and they shall know that I, Yahweh their God, am with them. Wehemma Ammi Bet Yisrael Noum Adonai Yahweh, and they are my people, the house of Yisrael, a declaration of Adonai Yahweh. وهاتنستوني ثون مرعيتي Adam hatem, and ye, my flock of my pasturage, ye are men, ye are Adam. Ani Elohechem, Noum Adonai Yahweh, I am your God, a declaration of Adonai Yahweh.